Welcome back, guys, to the Unoriginal Screenplay podcast, episode 23. It's a big one. It's the Dune week. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm joined by two out of three of the other podcast members today. Sadly,
The better
Kai couldn't
two.
join it. The better two, yeah. Sadly, Kai couldn't join us, but I'm here with Josiah and I'm here with Connor. How are you guys?
I
Hello.
I'm on an all-time high. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to talk Dune Part 2. But yeah, I'm sad Kai's not here. I don't know. I
He
think
was
Sam
gonna
Word got
be,
him.
but he couldn't make it just last minute, which is a shame. But yeah. Anyway,
Miss you,
love you,
Kai.
Kai. Connor, how are you? You right?
I'm great. Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoying your yogurt. Yeah. All
What
right.
what is it? I
So
want to know the yogurt quickly. What yogurt is it though? The
It is whatever was in the fridge. It's backwards, I'm
Ooh,
pretty sure.
Miller
Toffee
Lite.
cheesecake. Pretty good.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
Just in the
Love that.
fridge, so
Nice. Anyway,
the end.
enough of us rambling on this intro. We're all here for one reason. There was a big film that released very, very recently called Dune Part 2.
I thought you were gonna say Megamind.
Whoa, sorry, I just have to record this. This is something that I don't even know what is happening. I might edit. Can we edit this into the podcast? My screens behind me have just gone absolutely mental. Hang on, I've got to send this
Connor
to the
said the word
chat.
Megamind and things just went crazy.
I'm sending that to the group chat. I have no idea what has just happened on
Megamind
my
effect.
screen behind me. What is going on?
Let's see
That's
this.
still happening.
Whoa, bubbles.
Whoa.
Mental.
Best
Anyway,
unoriginal
sorry
screenplay
about me rambling. This is
intro.
sorry. Dune 2 came
Woo.
out. Uh, Denis Villeneuve's possibly best film masterclass. Who knows?
Second best. Sorry.
Phenomenal movie. Second, we'll get into that. Phenomenal movie. Really, really good. I've not actually seen a bad review from this film at all, anywhere. Like everyone is loving it, and that is one of the coolest things I think I've seen in a long time. What are your guys' thoughts on the movie? Start wherever you want. Jump in, whoever wants to go first. I know I can see Josiah raring to go about it too. He's
Well,
excited.
I love what you're saying because it's a universally loved film, and I've been waiting for something like this. I know we had like Oppenheimer and stuff last year, but there's still people who didn't really love Oppenheimer. But Doom Part 2, the way it started, the way everything's going so far, I love it. And long may it continue. You know, people are going to watch this film five, six times already, and
Mm,
I'm hoping to join them soon. But I'm just so in on this movie. Everything about it, I'm so in. It is my favorite Denis movie. I think the first Dune is really, really great, but I don't think it's this like five-star masterpiece. I think it's really good. But this one, off the initial viewing, I was like, yeah, this might just be one of the best films I've ever seen. And
yeah.
I watched it first time at the Leicester Square IMAX, and we got there a little bit late, so we ended up with some pretty bad seats. We made it for the movie, but
Mm.
everyone was there so early. So we were in like near the front on in the corner. Yet it still felt like one of the most immersive and like great experiences I've ever had. It's just the magnitude of this film,
Were you
but
at the front, sorry, or like just at the side?
no, we were near the front as well.
So you had like the proper IMAX, like
Yeah.
massive, like vision,
When the
like
sandworms were
yeah.
coming down, I was like, oh, they're gonna eat me. But it was still just such an incredible experience. And I think that's what the first Dune did so well, make this, have this immersive world building experience. And like the importance of the first film cannot be understated. It is so
Mm,
important to go into this movie because that does all the hard work, building the world, building these characters. So this movie already has a foot ahead and can just run and just goes for it. And it's far more engaging and action packed and character driven. And there's nothing bad I can say off the top of my head. And I've seen it twice now. The second time may have even been better. As of recording, I'm going for my third time tomorrow, so I might have already seen it by the time this is out. And I'm watching it in 4DX just so I can experience, riding the sandworms. And if when Paul shouts silence, I want to get that punch in the back. I want to feel like the Reverend Mother.
you
It,
want to be on Arrakis
yeah, yeah,
itself.
I do, I do. Um, but I don't know. There's so much greatness in this movie. I don't want to just keep going on. I've got more to say, but I'll let someone else go
Mm.
before before I explode a little bit.
Yeah, I think what you said is like really like the key point is like the first Dune. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't in I gave the first Dune 4 stars. This one 5 stars, obviously. Um, the first Dune just does a lot of the work for you,
Mm.
as you say. So
Mhm.
this one you can literally just pick it up and be immersed for the entire like runtime of the film, like nearly 3 hours. It's crazy how it's just great storytelling. That's the key. I think it is like I don't I'm just stuttering. I don't really know what to say. Connor, what did you think of like Dune 2 and as generally before we dive into it more?
Yeah, yeah. As you said, this one was what I hoped the first would be, because
Mm,
obviously there's moments within it with like without going into spoilers, there is moments that I wanted while watching the first one that were then fulfilled in the sequel, and it's like it is one of them events that it feels like I don't know if it will reach a billion, but it feels like everyone has seen it because my entire TikTok for you page has been like full of it. And there are so many memes and whatever coming out of this film. And even the people who are like making jokes at the fans probably, I would assuming, haven't seen it or are also like one of the people, which is why they know like why they're making these videos. But
mm.
it's a monumentous event, and I don't know how the third can top this one, which is what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Have either of you read the books?
No.
I have the books, and
Do
I
you?
did attempt to start reading Dune 1,
Yeah.
or the first book, but I that was before I'd even seen the films, and like I'm not a very big reader anyway, so it was almost impossible for me to understand anything that was going on.
Yeah, part of me doesn't want to read them till I see the movie. I'm not a big reader either, but I like the idea that I went into this not knowing what was going to happen because I've seen
Mhm.
people like who've read the books make TikToks on it and picking out things that weren't accurate to the book. I just don't care. I feel like you're watching the movie now. Like pretend the book doesn't
Yeah.
exist for a second and just
Mm.
I don't know, watch it for a movie. That might be silly to say, but um yeah.
No, I get you. Like I think that's like there's it almost feels like that's the only thing that I've seen majorly critiqued. It's sort of like the people from the books occasionally just didn't like certain ways they went about it. But I think the reason is that obviously a book can tell so much more of a story than a film, and to
Yeah.
get the core ideas and themes across from the Dune books and story from Frank Herbert into a film is so hard. And I think that's why David Lynch's 80s or whatever version flopped so bad because he couldn't do it.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
this one, it just even if it's not perfect, it's still like able to hit the key points or at least show the themes that are in the books in the right way through film. And I think that's why it's just made like, incredible, really.
Yeah, such an achievement.
Mm.
What was all your favorite performances? I've got like my big five, and then there's
Yeah,
after the big
that's the
five,
thing.
like
Like where
loads of
who
great
do you
ones.
pick? Like it's like
Yeah,
whoever's on camera is like the best performer in the
yeah,
room.
yeah.
Like it's crazy. Um, I mean, without the obvious, like Timothy Chalamet, like obviously he's very good. I
Mm.
think Rebecca Ferguson was great, and I'd personally shout out Javier Bardem personally as well.
Still got, yeah,
Stilgar, the goat.
still got actually as my go. I agree with the Rebecca Ferguson. Like my big five were Javier Bardem and Stilgar, Rebecca Ferguson
Mm.
as Lady Jessica, Zendaya as Chani. Austin Butler is so good in this movie as Fade Arthur. Oh, and Timmy. But like even outside of that, Dave Bautista's really good. It's a shame I
Yeah.
think he had limited screen time, but he's really good in this. Josh Brolin as well. He's really great
Mhm.
in his screen time. That's also a sign of like a great director managing to pull so many great performances out of this. But yeah, Timmy's my favorite. I've seen a lot of tweets like this is the performance we've been waiting for. I don't agree with that. I feel like he's been at the top of his game for a while. Like he has loads of great performances. I don't know why this is all of a sudden a big thing. Like I feel like he's a big Hollywood name already.
Well, even still recently, he's just come off the back of Wonka
Yeah, he
onto
was Willy
this.
Wonka.
Like that's just mental
Yeah,
in itself.
yeah, for sure. But the stakes felt
Um,
higher, and it was spearheaded by Timmy.
yeah, exactly. Connor, what about you?
Austin Butler
Favorite?
performance was overhyped. I'm gonna
Ooh,
say it.
Overhyped. See,
I
I'm
didn't.
gonna say it. I
I'm gonna
expected more.
I'm gonna agree with Connor slightly here.
Well,
No.
Okay.
he was good. He was good, but he didn't do as much as I expected because I'm pretty sure George compared him to the Heath Ledger's Joker and stuff like that. And the only thing that he really did was cut a woman's throat and lick a knife. And then he had a fight with Timmy, and that was about it.
That's
And I
crazy.
expected way more.
He didn't just
Spoiler warning.
go. That wasn't all he did.
No, but
Okay,
I get
and
what
he
Connor's
slit another guy's throat.
I get where he's coming from though, because I feel like even though for the scenes that he was there, he absolutely dominated the show. I think that he wasn't in it as much as I was expecting him to be.
Yeah.
And I think it must have only been about like 5 scenes in total that he was actually in, which I feel like was just a little bit of a letdown. I will say that his completely off the cuff kiss with Bill Skarsgård was quite interesting, considering
That,
that news just dropped
yeah,
the
see,
other
that's
day.
something else he did. There we go.
Yeah, that did
Wow.
happen. That wasn't planned.
I could do that. That's not acting. I could do that.
I don't know if I could look at him in that
I
state and
yeah,
be like, yeah, I'll go in for a second
you
kiss
can't
after.
you can't look at the Baron like that. Like, damn.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Uh,
disagree though. I feel like he was more than just those scenes. You were saying whenever the camera was on someone, they were the best
yeah.
performance. But I felt like even in moments where Austin Butler wasn't there, you just felt his like psychotic energy and his craziness. Like the moment where he's walking with, I can't remember her name, the Bene Gesserit he's with. Even that moment
Yeah.
there, where we've just gone from this crazy like arena scene, which looks great, he fights great, and then it's a more like stripped back, yet you can still feel his psychotic energy. I was so impressed with his performance. And even the way not just his voice, which is impressive, but the way he just moves and looks and uses his eyes. Like I was just impressed with everything he did. And he's not Heath Ledger's Joker. That's not. I wouldn't go that far, but I was drawn to him at every single moment in this movie, and he was also one of my big stars. Not overhyped,
He also
I think
underhyped.
he
didn't
was
sound
good,
like
but he's
Elvis
not
in this film.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he didn't sound like Elvis.
He actually had an accent.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Elvis reincarnated. Oh dear. Yeah. Where do we move on to? I want to talk about the visuals just because I'm a film nerd and
Mm.
I think this film looked absolutely stunning. Just that I always just picture the shot of the sandworms, those three sandworms coming towards you.
Yeah.
And I think that is possibly my favorite shot in the film. Um, a couple other ones
I
that
like the
I
Minions shot.
the what one?
The Minions shot. Despicable Me one.
Well, where he stood up and looking down at
Oh
everyone with
yeah, over
the
the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
When he's
Similar to
recreating the
Gru in
Gru
the first. Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
I think
yeah,
that
yeah.
one's a nice shot.
Yeah, I'll call it the
And I
minion shot.
the minion shot. And I think the final one in the fight, just the whole fight scene is just
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I leant forward in my seat to watch that film,
Mm.
that scene, it's absolutely mental. Like, oh, God, I just want to rant about this as well. I love ranting, by the way. You'll learn this. There in my screening, I was on not the back row, but a couple below it, because it was quite busy. And apart from my row, obviously, there was one guy to my right, and then a couple a little bit further along, and the couple the guy closest to me was just on his phone for half the film. I was like, what are you doing? This is a cinematic masterpiece. Get off your phone or leave. I literally had to like pull up my hood so I wouldn't see the reflection of his phone. It was
Oh
that
no.
annoying. um oh, I didn't even notice. That's cool. And then at that fight scene, the final fight scene, the couple get up and leave just before that. And then the guy who's on his phone halfway through leaves halfway through the fight. I'm like,
That's
what has he got to do? He sat there for 2.5 hours watching this film and then just decided to get up and leave at the best bit, in my opinion. Like, it's ridiculous. Sorry, rant over. It's just I needed to get that out. I needed that off my chest. It's just been boiling inside of me. I need to share it. Yeah.
Yeah, cinema
I
etiquette
would
is
like to
down the
point
drain.
out.
Mm.
I would like to point out that going to that film, I actually don't really remember anything about anyone in my cinema, which kind of says a lot about the film. Because
Mm.
usually I'm aware of my surroundings, and I'm trying to think like where was I sitting when watching that movie? Was anyone next to me? Was anyone
Mhm.
around me? Was anyone in front of me? I actually just can't think of anything
Hmm.
of what happened in that cinema apart from what was on screen, which like actually says a lot about the film,
Yeah.
especially
It's like,
considering the only thing I
yeah.
can remember about The Hobbit is my brother falling asleep during it. Like it
No.
it it says a lot when you can only remember the film and nothing about the cinema.
Yeah,
It's
I
that
agree with that.
complete immersion, isn't it? Like you're
Mm.
so encapsulated by what's going on, you can't figure. Like I'm the same. Like often I'll check my watch to see like how long. I'll try and calculate how long of a film is left sometimes if I'm like not feeling it. Um, and this one I just didn't check once. It was that impactful
Yeah.
and that good. I loved it.
Yeah, for a film 2 hours and like 40 minutes, I think it's paced so well. I think it's like the first one's shorter, but this flies by. Like both times I've seen it, it flew by.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, like you're saying, it's the ultimate immersion experience. And going back to that fight scene between Thade and Paul, um, I just forget to breathe watching it. Like it's so intense and so well done. But my favorite part about it is just before we get this Hans Zimmer score, and then they just slowly reduce it, and then it's completely
Hmm.
gone, and it's just the natural sounds for the fight scene. And I think it's that like raw feel of it makes that scene so good. I'm sure Hans
It,
Zimmer score would have made it sound great, but I think it's so much better like this. And I think the sound design is some of the best I've ever seen in a movie. It's so good.
it makes it unsettling.
Yeah.
Like it makes the fight. It feels correct, but also not at the same time. And I don't know why that is. I still haven't quite pieced it together in my mind. But like it just feels right that it hasn't got sound, but it also feels wrong in the best way. And I
Yeah.
love that about it. And that's why I think it's my favorite thing. I want to watch it again as soon as I can,
Do it.
whether that's in cinema. I hope it's in cinema. Um, but like I just want to watch it again and just see more and get to know more about this film and this world. Like I've watched the first Dune for the like I hadn't seen the first Dune when it first came out either. Like I watched it a couple days before Dune Part 2 for the first time. And since then I've not been able to stop thinking about the Dune world. Like it's
Yeah.
just been constantly on my mind. It's
Mm,
crazy.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's funny that like only after one or two watches, it's already so quoted as well. There's so many memorable moments, and in a long film, that's difficult to do. So, lots of plaudits to Denis and Dune. But what? Okay, I was trying to think of any negatives, and I really, really struggled. So, I guess the only negative is the lack of screen time for Florence Pugh and Christopher Walken, and like their Emperor
Yeah.
side. I would have just liked a little bit more, but we'll
What
probably
about
get
Anya
more in the next
Taylor-Joy?
one.
No, we
No,
didn't get enough Anya Taylor-Joy.
I think that was a really smart little cameo.
Mm.
I say
It
cameo,
was a
but
good
It worked
tease, and
well.
I understand also why she was in the trailer, but her face isn't in the trailer because I rewatched it, obviously making my video about it.
okay.
Mm.
It was a smart decision not to put her face in the trailer, so they didn't get another Zendaya situation for the first film where
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh my God,
Right.
I went
Yeah.
to watch this for Zendaya." Because like imagine if people went to watch it for Anya Taylor-Joy and
They'd be
that's all they
awfully
got.
disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
that would be worse than Zendaya last time, actually.
exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. The only other criticism I've seen is, and there's probably an explanation for it. I think I saw Reagan talk about it. And that was
She wasn't as hot on this.
yeah, she said that like some of like the time framing of certain things didn't quite link up, particularly with the atomic family weaponry arsenal just being on Arrakis when they needed it, and then they just went there. Like,
Mhm.
Hey, his
I
dad
don't know, it
installed it.
just they'd
Oscar
just
Isaac's a smart
gone.
man.
Yeah, they just arrived there in June 1. It's just like it's a bit strange. I've heard since that there's a big time period between going from I can't remember what their home planet's called, and then traveling to Arrakis. There's a big bit between that wasn't really used, so maybe it's explained somewhere in there. But other than that, there's not much else you can say that's bad about this film at all. Um,
I guess there is one thing.
what's that?
What are we doing here, guys?
They
Come on.
kind of okay, they kind of did a Chekhov's gun without firing the gun in the sense that you know when Timothy Chalamet gets the challenge where he has to like walk from one side to the other of like he has to get to like the other end of like the dunes and then come back and like
Oh
do it
yeah,
on his
yeah.
own to like see
Yeah,
They say they're like, oh, be careful of all these things, like setting up that we might see them at some point, and then we never see any of them, which I'm assuming will probably be in the third film. But it just felt pointless being like, be careful of all these threats when there wasn't none of them threats actually ever appeared at any point.
They sort of warned him of them, and then suddenly they'd cut to Zendaya and them having their little canoodle
Exactly.
with their
Yeah.
weapons or whatever.
Guys, it's just still got having a joke with Paul, as they do.
Yeah.
It's just nothing bad at all there. But man, I need a Stilgar in my life. I really do. What a
We all
man.
do.
Yeah,
We personal Stilgars needs to happen. Like,
yeah, we do. We haven't spoke about it, but you mentioned it earlier, but Zendaya's in this a lot more. Do you guys like Chani?
I do actually. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think she. I mean, I'm maybe not as. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I like her character. I feel like she's going to be even more important in the next one. I feel like she's just getting more gradually important as the story progresses because like she's now what she's representing um
The
I
Fremen.
can't what are they called um
The Fremen.
the yeah the Fremen, that's it. She's sort of representing almost the Fremen still around left behind that haven't now gone with Paul Atreides. So like it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens there with her, especially now. Spoilers. Uh, Paul Atreides and Florence Pugh are now sort of yeah
Fair play,
interesting. Bit
man.
of an
Fair play.
Little woman situation.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
She
imagine having to pick between Zendaya and Florence Pugh.
What a
Crazy.
hard life to live, right? But no, I sort of agree. First time round, like I was so bought in by Timothy Chalamet and Austin Butler and Rebecca Ferguson. But second time when I focus far more on Zendaya, and she's so good in this movie. Like she's really, really
Yeah.
great. And I've been waiting for a massive performance from her um to prove she could be a leading woman and stuff. Like she's really great in Euphoria, but I want to see her
Mhm.
lead a movie. And I know Challengers, is that the tennis one? I think that will say a
Yeah.
lot. But I think she carries a lot of the emotional weight in this movie, sort of just almost being the person Paul falls back onto. Um, Especially in the second half of the movie, you can see the character switch, and I think she shows a lot of different emotions and a really great performance in this movie. So yeah, big Charlie fan, and I thought her and Timothy Chalamet's chemistry was really great in this movie. Um, I
Yeah.
I but I disagree with all the journalists asking them about kissing each other. Let's
Sam
just not do
Thompson.
that.
What?
Yep.
That was like a whole thing on film Twitter. You're not on Twitter.
Nah,
Lucky.
I don't use
I
Twitter.
wish I wasn't on Twitter, but we are. So it's just how it is. It's toxic out there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, Dune 2, phenomenal movie. But there was another sequel that came out this month, or even like the same day. Actually, it came out the same day. Many
Same
of you might
day.
not have even heard that this film was a thing, but it's actually
No, everyone
Megamind
heard that it's a
2.
thing.
It's
Everyone heard.
Megamind 2.
Just some people were smart not to watch it, but
Yeah. Yeah, Josiah was quite smart not seeing it.
yet.
Unfortunately, yet
Sway me,
I
convince me.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Um,
There's no way to convince you. It's physically not
no, yeah.
possible. I don't think.
Megamind 2 straight to digital release on Peacock. Um, an interesting watch, that's for sure. I'll let Connor
Well,
take the reins on this one because he wants to jump in.
where it was difficult to find negatives with Dune, it's difficult to find positives with this movie. That's the best way I can sum it up. Like,
Yeah,
I think there was
it's
only one point where I was like, yeah, they did that well.
it's crazy we got both of them on the same day. Possibly the best film in the year and the worst film. It's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah, Megamind 2 was absolutely tragic. Um,
no, it's not good.
there's nothing redeemable about it. Like, I feel sorry for everyone that was attached to the project. I can imagine that it was by DreamWorks' TV studio or TV
Mhm.
department. So it wasn't of their concern. Maybe it would have been if they weren't focusing on Kung Fu Panda 4. But it seems as though they just outsourced the work. And I don't know who was working on it after that point, obviously, but it's terrible. They've
Thing is,
completely
it's Megamind.
yeah,
They could have they could have made something good and people would have watched it. It's literally Megamind. It's not
yeah.
like they thought, oh, it's the Boss Baby. We'll just chuck that over there. It's literally Megamind. Like they
Mm.
could have done such a good legacy sequel. They could have even had like, let's say, the same villains if they wanted to. Maybe make them a little bit more interesting, but do something with them rather than making it seem like they've always been friends and like, oh, do you remember that part in the first film that we never mentioned? Well, these
Mm.
guys are back. It's like
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense why they went down this route when
That's,
they
it's
could
exactly
have.
it's exactly the thing. They
Well,
completely butcher the original storyline of Megamind, and that is, I think that's probably what hurts the most. Like,
yeah.
it's like they haven't even considered any of it they've just been like, oh, this character's still alive. We'll use him in this position, and then like it's just, and
Mhm.
then even because it's officially titled Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Every member of the Doom Syndicate doesn't look like they're meant to be there. None of them look like they're meant to be in that world. And we're in a world with a blue space alien. Like,
Mhm.
do you know what I mean? It's so bizarre, and I don't like it, and it's just bad. It's just bad. Like, we thought Madam Web was bad. This is worse. This
Worse
is
than Madam
worse
Web.
than Madam
Oh
Web.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is because
genuinely
at least
Madam Web
Madam
is
Web is
funny.
like, yeah, you can watch it, you hate it, but you can watch it for like the joy of hating it. This it's just awful. It's just straight up bad. Like
oh
there is
no.
no joy in watching this. I think the only way you could get like any kind of joy is if you're sitting in like a room of like 10 people maybe, all just hating on this film. That's
They wouldn't
probably
be. They
the
would.
only way it can
You'd
be
just be on your phone
redeemable.
instead. You wouldn't watch it. You'd be on your phone instead.
Probably.
And I think you'd have to be drunk to find this any what good. Like it's that bad.
Yeah.
Like absolutely like hammered, nearly about to pass out.
Oh
Not
wow.
like just
I was
yeah.
completely straight faced watching it. There was like they make jokes that are practically the same as the first film, but they don't land this time when they would land in the first one. I don't know how they did it, but they somehow made funny jokes not funny,
Hmm.
and
It's
it ruins the movie.
is that it's just it's crazy how they've managed it. They renamed. You find out in the first 5 minutes of the film anyway. They renamed Minion.
I watched the first 6 minutes. It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yes, I
renamed
know. I
Minion.
watched that.
Minion is now called Chum.
Yeah, that's
Old
so
chum.
stupid. Why? Minion's so good as well.
I know. They've renamed him Chum. I cannot actually understand the decision
I can
behind
tell you
that.
the reason why. I can tell you the reason why if you want to know, but it's not a
Yeah,
good
I
reason.
want to know
It's
so I
because
can.
Minion makes him seem like a slave, and because the point of this whole film is to make them seem like equals, he changed his name from Minion to Chum. So then they're like equals, but then it turns out they're not equals, so Minion goes off and does a minimum wage job. Like that's
At
the
a donut
reason
shop.
he changed his name.
What a great
It
subplot.
wasn't a donut shop originally though.
Oh yeah, he turned it into it. Honestly, it's like I don't even know who wrote this. I'd be surprised if ChatGPT didn't write it. Like we're at
Probably.
that level.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I've been
Yeah.
sold. I want to watch
I
it.
Go and watch it.
I'm glad. I can't wait to hear
If you
your
rate it
5-star
anything
review.
higher than half a star, Josiah.
What's its average at? What's it?
I've only rated 4 stars, half 4 films, half a star in my life.
I've already done
Oh,
This
it
two
is
turns out
this
I've
wild.
year.
rated 16.
Megamind.
Like, expect it to land on the worst films ever list
Oh,
very soon.
1.4.
That's
Uh,
high. That's too high.
everyone I've seen,
That's,
everyone I
I'm
know has
pretty sure
given it
that's
half
lower
star.
than Marmaduke.
Who is giving it more than half a star to get it to that average?
Surely it's not worse than Marmaduke.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Marmaduke's
Marmaduke
1.3.
again. Marmaduke is
Ah,
funny.
No,
Marmaduke
it's
is laughably
Marm
bad. This is just
Marmaduke is not
bad.
funny.
No, it
Um,
is. You
no,
can't.
I agree that it's laughably bad because it's just like dumb. It's just like
Yeah.
awful dumb. But
Harvey, you're one of the
Megamind's just
few.
it's just bad.
Harvey's one of the few people who've given Marmaduke more than half a star.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
it's funny. This is the thing. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I've only given four films half a stars because no matter what, I, if there's the even slightest possible hint of, yeah, okay, they might have tried, then I give it 1 star. But if there's absolutely no redeemable quality in the movie, half star. That's how I go.
Oh no, I've got
I
18
can't
half
remember what the
stars.
other three are, The other three are like
I think I have
one of
18.
the 365 days,
Makes sense. Do you have Winnie the Pooh
and then
down there?
Winnie the Pooh's one of them. And then some other one that I've probably seen at some point and hated. I can't remember.
See, I
But yeah.
watched Arthur's Whiskey thinking that would be the worst of the year. Then I watched Madam Web, which was the new worst of the year. And I'll probably end up watching Megamind and it'll be the new worst of the year. Oh,
Yeah,
great. What a year.
it was very interesting. Yeah, Megamind 2. Catch it on Peacock. Or don't. Just
Or
don't,
don't.
actually. Just don't, yeah. Um, Another film that came out this week, not for the UK actually came out this week, was Lisa Frankenstein. I didn't see this one. I know Connor did. Josiah, did you see it?
I watched it like
No, I've
2
not
days
seen it.
ago.
I've not seen it
No.
yet. I've been a bit busy, but
Connor,
I want to.
Oh my
go
God.
for a no non-spoiler quick fire little bit about for Lisa Frankenstein.
Okay, I can kind of like sum it up, I guess, because I didn't actually. I think no, I didn't write any notes about it, so I don't know what I would say about it. It was planning to be my TikTok for tonight, so this can be my little TikTok
Preview.
before bit, because I
Yeah,
actually don't
yeah.
know if I will post it or not. So, Lisa Frankenstein is obviously a movie about a girl, Lisa, who is obsessed with this bloke who's dead. And turns out he comes alive. So even though she's in love with another guy, they kind of work together at points in her life. And like, I don't know, she helps him, he helps her, and he's missing a hand, an ear, and he's basically going and basically trying to retrieve his body parts. And Lisa is such a likable character. Like genuinely, she is such a likable character in this film. And what's the actress's name? Kathy Newton or something?
Catherine Newton, yeah.
The one
That's
that
the one.
plays
Yeah.
Ant-Man's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
she's really good in the role. I like did that's probably the best thing about this film is her in this role, and the chemistry between the characters is really good. Um, but it's like it's a funny gothic kind of movie about them basically working together just to get his body parts back, just basically stealing body parts from people. And it's dumb in a way because of that, but it's actually like quite a good romance film. I kind of got I had a similar feeling about this film as I did when I watched Anyone But You. It's
Okay.
like
Hmm.
that's the kind of feeling I had when I was watching it. Like it's not as heavy on the love as Anyone But You, but it has the moments that that film has where it kind of hits, but with more of like a gothic tale with like some gore, where it's not like scary as such, but it has like funny twists in, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it for that reason. It was more of like a comfortable watch where I wasn't sitting down like watching Dune or the other Oscar movies I'm currently trying to catch up on, like Zone of Interest, which I literally watched today, where I kind of they're completely different movies, but I had fun watching it, and I think that's the reason I really enjoyed it.
What did you
I
rate
would
it?
say it's a good one to watch. I
Yeah,
think I'm
what was
either
the
three
rating?
and a half or four, but I think it's 3.5. So it's like I'm pretty sure it's like the second best movie of the year so far, which says a lot.
Yeah.
That's the fact that how many movies have you seen this year so far as well?
I think I'm at like 15 or something. Might be more than that though.
There's been
Let's have
so
a look.
many stinkers at the start of this year.
I'm at
Like
16 movies this year.
If we're not
my top two are
including, sorry, you go,
what
yeah.
was that?
You say your list or
My
your
I
top.
was just gonna say my top two are Dune Part Two and The Beekeeper.
See, if
Like
we're
they're
not
not
including
comparable.
Hitman, if we're not including Hitman and the Bike Riders yet,
Yeah.
the Beekeeper is my second as well after Dune.
Yes. It's
The
Great
Beekeeper's
movie.
now third for me, but it was second.
Oh, we're all believers.
great. Well, I'm excited to be fair, considering there's not been much great so far this year. I'm happy. I will probably watch Lisa Frankenstein just because it seems like it could be up there, and it's actually
Yeah.
something that I kind of like the idea and the concept of. So yeah, very
At the
cool.
very least, I guarantee it will be in your top 5 of the year at the minute.
Oh, fine, yeah.
Like
Well,
I
yeah.
guarantee that.
I mean, my
What
number
have I
three
got
is
in there?
Orion, so good old
Yeah,
Orion.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Probably be in your top 3 then.
Uh, Also released on Netflix, a new Netflix film released called Spaceman, and it stars Adam Sandler and has a few other people in it. I think I can't remember what. But yeah,
Paul Dano.
Josiah has seen this one. Me and Connor haven't. Josiah, take it away. What did you think? How was it?
Spaceman, a movie about a man in space. So yeah, Adam Sandler's a spaceman. He goes to space to like look at this weird purple cloud thing in space. And he gets there, he's quite lonely. He's been out for about 6 months and realizes his marriage is in trouble. So he gets a bit stressed, a bit sad, and like a lot of people on Earth would do, they might find a therapist. Well, his therapist comes in a form of a giant spider called Paul Dano. It's
Paul Dano's the spider.
Yeah. Haynes is his name or
Wow.
something like that. And he's pretty much just his therapist through his marriage, whilst he's in space.
Wow.
And the trailers looked really cool. The trailers looked really, really cool. Adam Sandler, despite some people here not liking him, I like Adam Sandler. Paul Dano, I really love. Carey Mulligan, I think is excellent. But this film was really disappointing. Like it's the more I think about it, I actually think it's a bad movie. I'd probably say it's a bad movie.
Wow.
Which is sad because I love my sci-fi, I love my space stuff, but this is really poor. First of all, it's so boring. It's just really boring. I don't know if like marriage counseling in space with a spider was ever going to be interesting, um, but it doesn't really achieve much. And when you cast someone like Carey Mulligan as the wife, she is so underused. Like it's really upsetting because the script they give her isn't great, and then she's not
Mhm.
in it that much, so she's not that effective, and you don't really care about their relationship in this movie because they're never together. So I don't know. I feel like she was really underused. The giant spider. I think the movie is at its best when the spider and Adam Sandler are together, I guess, just chatting away. But it's not saying much. Also, this kind of annoyed me, maybe because I am what the spider's saying, but the spider calls Adam Sandler skinny human. He doesn't call him by his name. He calls him skinny human the whole movie. And he definitely said it at least 100 times because it's actually just quite annoying when you get to the final 10 minutes and he's still calling him skinny human. It's just a bit weird. Um, but I don't know, his relationship somewhat worked with the spider. It's just when the core of the film is the marriage and you don't care about it, it's tough. And I don't know why it had to be in space. I think the whole point was to prove he's quite lonely now. Um,
It's
and
one whole metaphor for being lonely in
yeah,
space.
that's what I think it is. I genuinely think it's a loneliness thing. She's also pregnant and he decided to go to space. So she wasn't too happy about that because he said he'd rather go visit Jupiter than whatever. So yeah, there's hints of like Interstellar with the way they do the visuals, just on a much lower budget. But there are
I
some.
don't know. I don't know if the comparing to Interstellar would be a thing. Is it really? Is it
No, I said
really going to
hints.
be comparable to Interstellar?
I said hints. There's hints, but
Hints.
with because there are some nice shots.
Just because it's in space?
Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
Netflix original. Surely it can't be close to that level.
maybe, but there were interesting concepts. Not the marriage one, but more like the whole point of how's the spider there? Like, is the spider real? Is it not? Um, yes, that's quite interesting, but the whole thing was pretty wasted. It could have been really good. The trailers sold me, great cast, and then it was just like, eh, I just want this movie to end. It's not even that long, but it just really dragged. It really dragged. So I did move my rating down from a 2.5 to a 2, but yeah, it's a shame.
Doesn't Adam Sandler have like a more not comedy performance, but just more dramatic performance in
Oh,
this?
it's a complete drama. It's not a
Yeah.
comedic movie at all. He has a bit of a voice as well, and like coming off the bat of some of his really good, more serious performances, it's a shame because he's not that good in this. Carey Mulligan's sadly not that good. It's not her fault. Paul Dano's all right, but yeah, just a movie. I wouldn't recommend, but like if you want to get your numbers up still and you're still motivated, it's early enough in the year. Spaceman, despite feeling quite long, is a shortish movie, so give it a go.
It's
And
probably a better thing to watch than Megamind, let's be
yeah,
honest.
and some
Oh
people,
yeah.
I'm looking at it. Some people did really like or did like this movie. So, but
Hmm.
there's also people who liked it, like hated it more than me. So,
Yeah. It's just sort of a mixed bag then, it seems like, yeah.
yeah, and those movies are always interesting for people. So, yeah, not a big fan though.
Fair enough, fair enough. Um, yeah, I
Oscars,
forgot I forgot what we're going on to next.
Oscars.
Um, I was going to ask another question, but it's literally just jumped out of my mind. Never mind. Uh, a big thing on the horizon is the Oscars in a couple days, actually. What, Sunday?
Yep.
It's Tuesday
Mhm.
now, as from the time of filming this. So in a couple days, it'll be the Oscars. How are we feeling about that, guys?
I love the Oscars. I've been in this award season, and we're all gonna be together to watch it. So
We are. That's
It'll be
very
the
cool.
first time I
Very
actually
cool.
watched the Oscars.
really,
Mhm.
it's only my second
Really?
actually. Last year was the first time, but oh, I'm so in
We
because
did the
I
live. We did the live stream.
we did. Me, you, and Josiah did it.
Oh, that's great. That was so good.
Mm.
I loved that. Yeah, so the Oscars are on Sunday. It's I don't know. I hope it's as controversial as some of the ones gone by. We've had the Will Smith slap in the past. We've had the La La Land and Moonlight mix up, just to name a few.
Should we make a
Um,
bingo card for it? Or maybe that might be a thing we're doing.
that
But
might be a thing. We're going to an
yeah,
Oscars party if you guys didn't know. Which is going to be really fun.
and we're all dressing
But
up.
yeah, we are all dressing up.
Don't We're not spoiling costumes.
We're
I
not
want
going
to
to
say
Yeah, I
now
was
spoil them.
gonna
the
say
day.
who.
They'll probably be all over social media on Sunday anyway. But yeah,
Oh, I
that's going
love
to be
mine.
really fun. And yeah, I think we should probably just go through a few of the major. Maybe I don't think we don't have to. We could do all of them, I guess, if we rapid fire them. But I think we should go through the main ones, main categories that we think people might win, and maybe some ones that we want to win if we don't want the
Yeah,
person that's actually going to win to win. Um,
sure.
yeah, that's I said that the wrong way around, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't really have my list up, so if someone wants to start with, sure, let's just start at the top. Let's go Best Picture. Let's just start there. What do we think
Best
is going to
Picture.
win Best Picture at the Oscars?
I'm gonna bet my student loan on Oppenheimer winning Best Picture. I think it's one of the biggest locks ever. I think it's
Yeah,
definitely Oppenheimer.
I
Yeah,
think it would be pretty silly to not go with Oppenheimer. Like, it's one. I don't think it's lost a single one of the Best Picture ones, has it?
Nah, it's got all the
Yeah,
momentum, and it's a
yeah,
great movie.
exactly. I think it would be very surprising if something else ended up winning, and I can't even think what it could be.
Mhm.
I think the only other thing it could be is potentially what, like,
I've
I
got
don't even know.
I've got Poor Things in my number two, but it's not competing still. But I've got Poor
No,
Things as my number two.
yeah, like it really this Best Picture race really does just feel like Oppenheimer, and then everything else
Yeah, yeah.
at this point. Even though I'm going to be honest, I wasn't the hugest fan of Oppenheimer. I still really enjoyed it,
Same,
but it's a fine movie. Like, I enjoyed it.
What's your favorite of the
same.
10 nominated then?
Of the ones I've seen, because I haven't seen Poor Things and The Zone of Interest yet, I'm going to watch them over the next week. Um, I think it's still The Holdovers. I kind of want to rewatch that as well if I have the time, just to confirm. But I just loved that. If not, Past Lives or American Fiction, even. I
Oh,
think
it's
are my
such a
top
shame.
three.
Yeah,
I passed live 10th in my prediction, even though it's my second favorite, but it's just not gonna happen, is it? So
Oh, there's a parallel world out there where Past
pass
Lives
lives
win.
wins. What's yours, Connor?
I don't know if it'll be parallel, but maybe another world. Um,
Yeah.
well, Oppenheimer. I've currently watched 7 of the movies, and I'm planning on watching either Anatomy of the Fall or Maestro tonight. But Oppenheimer, the one that you're expecting to win, is currently 6th in my list.
Oh,
It's my favorite of the 10, so this is interesting. Oh.
Yeah, Past Lives is my number one, my favorite one of the
yeah.
films, but I know it won't win.
I think that's fair enough.
But I the one I did watch today, which I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, is The Zone of Interest.
Great movie.
Mm.
But my current least favorite is Poor Things. And my list is going to be so hated when I do my ranking list because it's like basically backwards.
Oh
Mm.
wow. I think Poor Things is sixth for me or seventh.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Do we want to go Best Actress or Best Actor next? We'll do another one of the key
Whatever
best
you want,
ones.
Harvey. Whatever you want.
Well, let's go with Best Actress because I feel like that could be a bit more interesting of a race.
Mm.
It's definitely, I think at this point it is basically the only main race left
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things. Who we got winning? Who we got winning?
I believe Emma Stone will take the Oscar.
See, I actually think it's going to be Lily Gladstone. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I actually feel like it's very 50-50.
I liked
Um,
Lily Gladstone's performance more than Emma Stone's. She would be higher for me.
mm,
Like Emma Stone would be third on this list for me, behind Sandra Hüller
mm,
and Lily Gladstone. But
mm.
I think Emma's gonna take it. I do. I think the Academy love her.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she'll just turn around and be like, actually, guys, I've won one before. Let's give it to Lily
Yeah.
Gladstone.
Now give it to Sandra
Um,
Hüller. Give it to Sandra.
maybe Connor. Who you got? I guess you got to go with Emma Stone at the moment because you
It's
haven't
the
seen
only one
Lily
I've seen.
Gladstone. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon, which is one of the three I need to watch.
just
Um,
you wait. Just you wait. You'll
I
you'll
look
be
forward
like
to
you'll be on
watching
the
it.
Lily Gladstone hype train, I believe.
Yeah, like
I
out of
hope
the two, I'd
so.
rather see Lily win it. I'd cheer more. But Emma again, the top three is so close for me.
Like this is the thing. Like I hate this is the one thing I hate about predictions is because like none of these performances are bad at all.
No,
But like you have to put them against each other and be like, this one is better.
I mean, Annette
Which I
Bening is not winning. So
no, maybe not. No. I stopped watching Naiad about 20 minutes in, so
I'm gonna have to rewatch it
um
soon.
yeah, interesting. Best actor,
Killian.
I think it's got to be
Do
Killian.
you?
Although I would love Paul Giamatti to win. He has my heart,
Yeah,
but I don't think
Killian's
he can
Killian's
win.
my favorite still.
Yeah, I think it has to be Killian, really. I mean, who else have you got in the category? You've got
Jeffrey Wright,
Jeffrey Wright, Colman Domingo,
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. I can't wait. I can't wait to see like his face of thunder on Oscars night when he hasn't won. It's going to be very interesting. Um,
What time actually is the Oscars? I
Uh,
actually don't know this.
it will start about
so
midnight, something like that.
it normally
For
starts at
how
about
long?
one
3 hours?
o'clock for us.
Maybe four.
Um, It normally starts about 1 o'clock for us, but then I think they've actually pushed it back an hour this year. So it's going to be like 12 o'clock start, maybe 3:30 finish. It's going to be a late
I
one,
usually
boys.
go to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
So I
and
will be passed out.
we've got early trains in the morning as well. I got to get back for a
Right.
presentation. I'm really playing it thin here. Like it's really close. If my train gets cancelled, I'm failing. It's not good.
Surely you can't fail. You have to like do it digitally on the train. You have to,
No, I
like
can't.
Zoom call in.
It's a group presentation. I got to be there. But the Oscars, man, it's the Oscars.
The Oscars are important, like especially in the film community and film talk community. It's
Yeah,
like
if
a big
I
thing.
fail and get kicked out of uni, I want to work for the Academy. It's the only way they can repay me.
I'd love to see it. Anyway, supporting actress. Who we
That's a
got?
it's a lock. It's
It's a
Divine
lock,
Joy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement. I mean, I don't know, Connor. What do you think, Connor?
Who?
Supporting actress.
I don't know what any of the nominations are, I'll be honest.
There's the
I don't know that
the
any of
one-
the nominations for any of them, apart from the fact that Godzilla Minus One was nominated for one of them, but I don't know which one. And that's all I
visual
care
effects,
about.
visual effects.
Visual effects.
Supporting actresses, you've got Divine Joy Randolph from The Holdovers.
Mhm.
You've got who else you got?
Emily Blunt,
The woman from Barbie,
America Ferrera, Jodie
America
Foster,
Ferrera.
Jodie Foster from Naiad. Naiad.
Yeah.
Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple,
Daniel Brooks, Color Purple.
and
Yeah,
Emily
so
Blunt.
you've seen Oppenheimer. You've seen Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer. You've seen Daniel Brooks. I think they're no. You've seen Divine Joy Randall. I think they're the main two anyway.
Yeah,
To be honest.
yeah.
Daniel
I
Brooks
agree
was
with
really
you
good.
guys, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Divine Joy's gonna win it.
yeah. I'd be surprised. And then wrapping up the actors with supporting actor RDJ for me.
Yeah. I don't see a world where he doesn't win
I
it.
would love Sterling K. Brown.
I thought
would.
you would. I thought you would.
I
I'll be
would.
honest, he's probably fifth in my personal ranking out of the five of them.
I know he's not going to win it, but it would be a dream come true if he did. I think that'd be really cool.
I love how
Um,
he's approached the whole nomination though, and just everything he's done since, because he's
yeah,
a great guy. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah, he ain't winning.
There we go. I actually don't have the other categories that written down, so if you want to call any out, and then we can just sort of discuss, that'd be great.
Animated feature. We spoke a little bit before, but like,
Oh yes, animated feature. I mean, it's you got
we're
you
split.
got
I know
Spider-Verse
it.
and Boy and the Heron. They're the two. Connor,
Mhm.
are you going to watch the Boy and the Heron before Sunday or not?
I think my main ones are just gonna be the best pictures. If I get time, then maybe. But
It's worth it. It really is. Like it's a
they're the
great.
main three I want to watch. If not, I will watch The Boy and the Heron after the Oscars.
Hmm.
But
This is the
Mainly because I think it's going to win it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a Spider-Verse upset. I'm sorry. I love Spider-Verse. It's my top. It's my second of 2023. Just losing to Guardians. So like, I want it to win, but I don't think it is, and I'm going to go with Boy and the Heron.
I gotta get stick with Spider-Verse. It's my number one. It'd feel wrong even if Boy and the Heron could win it, which like it very well could. I think it's really
Mm.
close. I think this one of the closest races actually, because
Yeah.
out of like the four big awards, Boy and the Heron's 2-1 up, but Spider-Verse won everything at the animated awards, the Annies. So
Mm.
I think that evens it out. It's a really close race, but Boy and the Heron's fine. Boy and the Heron's a fine movie, but
No,
like
it's good. It's grown on me since I watched it. I gave it 3.5 to begin with. Now it's moved up to 4. It
I
could move up to 4.5.
I gave it 3.5, rewatched it, moved it down. I moved it down.
Down?
Yeah,
That's criminal. No, no, no,
it's not
no.
criminal.
That's
It's
awful. That's
I
awful.
I think it's one of Miyazaki's weaker movies. I really do. I think it's I'm not sold on Boy and the Heron at all. I think Suzume is far better, and I think Suzume should have
Oh,
been
so do
here.
I.
I
Don't
think
get me
Teenage
wrong. I think Suzume's better.
I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better than The Boy and the Heron. I
So
mean,
do I.
Nemona's there. I need to watch
I
Robot
don't think
Dreams.
Nimona is, personally, but Nimona's still great.
I need to watch Robot Dreams, but I've
Nimona
heard it's good.
slaps.
Yeah, I think
Robot
Nimona
Dreams isn't out
is
here,
better.
though, is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Anywhere.
have to find a way. But I'm sticking with Spider-Verse, and I think this is the one I'm most invested in, and this is the one that will upset me the most if it doesn't win. Like, I'm gonna be really upset. I really hope they do it later in the award show, so I'm not moody all night. But
I swear they normally do it first, don't they? It's normally one of the first ones.
they usually start with supporting actor and actress, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I just remember last year it happened quite early, so
Yeah, it is usually early, sadly.
interesting. What are the ones? Best song. I'm Just Ken is being performed.
Oh, that I'm so excited. Not quite as excited
Uh,
as Natu Natu last year, but I am very excited.
your Natu Natu hype train was
Oh, I
absolutely
love that
crazy.
song. I love that song. So good. I
Yeah,
think What Was I Made For wins though.
I think it has to. Like, yeah, it's just such a better song in my opinion.
Am I Dreaming,
And
Rob?
it's song, not like event
Mhm.
song and music
Yeah.
production, whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. Let's go for visual effects because that's an interesting category because it's got some ones that we love in there. Um,
I
The
think
only one I
Godzilla's gonna
care
win.
about.
I think Godzilla's gonna win
It
it.
better
you think it's gonna
because
win?
Yeah.
it should have been nominated for more because it's so good. Honestly, I would say it should have been nominated for Best Picture because it's so good, or Best International Film
Japan didn't
because
submit it.
I know, but they should have because it's so good.
Yeah, it's like Natu
Mm,
Natu, not Natu RR last year they didn't submit it. Like, why
yeah,
wouldn't you submit your
Yeah.
it's
best? And same
crazy.
this year with France. France didn't submit Anatomy of a Fall, and now the movie they
It's weird,
submitted
isn't
didn't even
it?
get nominated. So
Very strange. Yeah, it is between I think Godzilla and maybe The Creator,
yeah, it's
as
the
the other one
creators the
because
other
that
one.
was a very good
Mhm.
looking movie, even though I didn't really like it. Um, imagine Guardians wins though, that'd be funny.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
I would laugh.
I have seen
Uh,
some of the creator behind the scenes VFX stuff. I
Very
wouldn't be
impressive.
surprised because they basically just filmed everything. There's no motion capture or anything. They just went to the like I don't know what country it's filmed in, but they went there, just filmed people and just put VFX over top. And
hmm,
that's how they did it. And it's really impressive how it's done, like capturing it all and whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
hmm, yeah,
I think the production and costume designs are two of the closest ones in the whole thing as well. I think for
yeah,
both production and costume, it's Barbie or Poor Things. Either
more than
one.
Mhm.
likely. Both of them were very impressive. I know I haven't seen Poor Things, but I have seen loads of like images and stuff like that, and
Mm.
the sets and costumes. It just looks really good.
Oh, for me, it wins production design. Costume design's really close, but I would give Poor Things both, but I think they'll give Barbie both. I don't know why. Because otherwise, I think Barbie might only come out of it with a best song win.
Can you imagine?
I'm there
I
for
don't.
it.
I think Barbie deserves a few at least.
I don't know what else I'd have it
Best
winning.
picture.
Imagine. Can you imagine the scenes?
You don't want
Adapted
to hear where it
screenplay.
is currently in my ranking list.
I think it's ninth for me. I still like Barbie, but
Hmm.
Third.
Yeah.
third.
Third. I respect it. I respect it.
You'll
And
like this, Harvey.
what's that?
I think American Fiction will win adapted screenplay.
Yes, let's go.
I think it will. I think it's
It
the
won.
favorite.
Didn't it won? It won adapted screenplay for BAFTAs.
And And Critics' Choice. Oh, I don't
Did it win
remember.
both?
Yeah, it's won two.
Yes,
It
yes,
might have
yes,
even
yes,
won three.
yes.
I can't remember.
I if American Fiction walks away with at least one, I'm happy. I'm pleased.
Yeah, and
But
I
I
think
don't care.
I think this will be one of the few times where the winner of screenplay won't win Best Picture because I don't think Oppenheimer will win it.
Mm, yeah, I think I agree. To be honest, like I think it's just, and I'm happy. That's the thing. Like, despite Oppenheimer's dominance throughout this whole thing, I'm glad that some of the other ones have been able to like weave into different categories and actually potentially go on to win them as well. Like, it's not just been absolutely plain sailing Oppenheimer all the way through, which I kind of enjoyed. It's
Yeah.
made it less of a one-way street for Oppenheimer sort of award show, if that makes sense.
Don't get me wrong,
Um,
Oppenheimer could still win adapted screenplay,
Oh
but
yeah, no, I'm saying just generally, like it's not just that one. There's a couple others in there, which Oppenheimer may or may not win. And I like that it's not just Oppenheimer all the way.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. All right. Next up, we've had a lot of sci-fi movies today. We have Dune. We've had Megamind. We've had Spaceman. Uh, we're going for a sci-fi draft today. I did have a way to come up with an order, right? Um, and it kind of relied on Kai being here. It was actually going to be
All right.
I was going to keep track of when people laughed during as soon as we started recording, and whoever laughed first was going to be able to pick the first slot that they want in the thing, and whoever laughed last, that sort of thing. It was so bad, and it doesn't work now that Kai's not here. Uh, yeah, just go wherever you want, to be honest. I don't really mind.
We'll
Uh,
just randomly pick. I'll do all my picks first, and you guys can go after me.
should I just get a random? Should I just get a random number generator or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, sure.
I'll let Connor pick. I'll let Connor go first. Wait. Okay, Connor, this is where you're gonna go. You're first.
Yay.
Woo.
Harvey, are you
I don't
gonna
know
be
if I want to go first.
Harvey's two, but that's out of two, so
Woo.
you're third. And that means I'm second. So
Okay.
it's always interesting in a three-person draft. I don't think there's a really bad spot in a three-person draft.
There's not as bad of a spot, is there?
No.
No.
And there's so many great sci-fi movies. Do you
Yes.
want to?
Oh, Punishment movie. Don't
Oh,
worry, I haven't forgotten. And I extensively looked around for a sci-fi movie that could fit this role. And I looked on Letterboxd and I looked around at the sci-fi tag and I found that the official worst rated movie on Letterboxd is Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball
Evolution,
Evolution. Yeah.
and it is tagged as a science fiction movie. Connor's face.
What even is that?
I
I
don't
know I'm
know.
gonna watch the bad movie.
It's a video game
Just
adaptation,
why?
right? Or something.
And it is
Why
the
just
yes, I think it is, and it is the official current worst rated movie on Letterboxd. I think it's sat at 0.6.
Yeah, this is not the week to lose.
Yeah, so good luck to everybody involved.
I feel like Kai should just watch it anyway for not turning up. Yeah,
Maybe,
Kai,
yeah.
you might be editing this right now. You got to watch Dragon Ball.
He's gonna cut this bit out. He knows. He knows he's got the power. Anyway, I can write it down this week. And
Do you want to
we
preface like
have
what the rules are with our picks?
what's the rule? Oh, it's just sci-fi movies, isn't it?
No, we're not picking
just
superhero
superheroes?
Oh,
movies.
no superheroes. Yeah, sorry, no superhero movies.
And if people are
Um,
questioning if they're sci-fi, it's anything with a sci-fi tag on Letterboxd.
yeah.
So some
Okay,
pretty rogue stuff.
and it's Connor up first.
Yeah, I get to start. Now, I feel like my main issue with picking on these drafts is that I don't understand Twitter. Which
That's so
should
good.
I go with the obvious first pick, the most topical, like Dune 2 as my first pick?
Don't ask us,
Will
we're competing.
Yeah, don't
will
answer.
Twitter like that, or will they just like
I don't
be
know.
like,
Will they?
ooh, Major L? Like I don't know how Twitter
Will
really
they?
care. I don't know what Twitter think about Dune 2, but I'm
Go
gonna
with
go
what
with
you
Dune
want.
2. It's like
Dune
the
2?
most
All right.
obvious first answer.
I'll be
So
honest, that was my first pick.
It was my
okay.
first pick as well. You picked well. Josiah, you're up next.
I maybe do understand Twitter the way the polls go, but I genuinely just draft movies I love. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for The Empire Strikes Back as my
I
first
hate you.
pick.
That was my second pick. They were my one and two.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, hmm, I'll go with 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's the classic. It's a good film.
That's the top three gone for me now.
And my second pick, I will go with. Ooh, can I take? I might take. Oh, that's a tough
No, you
one.
can't take.
I, I'm torn between two already, which is annoying. Um, I'm gonna take. Oh, I want the Dune fans on my side. I'll take Dune 1.
He's done it. He's taken Dune. Um, I'm gonna go for Jurassic Park as my
Yeah,
next pick.
good pick,
My favorite Spielberg.
Oh no.
Connor. What
Okay.
we feel.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Alien as my
Hmm.
second pick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hate these drafts, especially. Okay, now I understand also having three people is worse than four people. Because at this point there would be like two, three, whatever less movies to pick from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be an
Mm.
easier decision. Right now there's
Hmm.
so much that I just don't know what to pick.
So
So I'm
many
gonna
good
go
ones.
with God. Oh, I wanna pick this one, but I don't think it's a good decision. I know over Interstellar.
That was my next
That's
pick.
fine. Yeah, that's a good pick. It's a good pick.
That was a great pick. Well, my backup if that was going to happen was to stick on the Nolan train, and I'm gonna go for Inception,
Great,
which I have
great.
ranked
Taking all
very
my
closely.
ones, taking all of the ones that I
See,
wanted.
I
That's
didn't
fine.
think you'd go 2001. I was ready to take it.
No, I had to. It's like the biggest sci-fi movie possibly ever.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
It has to be taken. I think for my third pick, I want to pick one of the ones before it goes. I want to take The Matrix. I
Ooh,
That
love
was
The
gonna
nice.
be my
Matrix.
next.
It's such a good movie. Um, I literally studied it for one of my modules at university as well. So yeah, great movie. Love that. And then my what is this? Fourth? Uh, can I take uh Blade Runner 2049?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take that.
good pick. Okay. I'm gonna. Ooh, I'm gonna go for another great sci-fi sequel with Terminator 2.
Yeah, good pick. That was on my list.
And now fifth is really hard to pick from.
I hate it.
There's three that I want to pick, but I think I might pick my favorite two out of these three.
Mm.
The first, I don't know if that's a good decision. I don't know if it's a good decision or not.
I know what you're going to pick, I think, because it's still on
I'm
the
gonna go with
table.
Arrival
Yeah,
as one of my picks,
That's a really good pick.
which is my favorite, which is better than Dune 2. That's the one that's better than Dune 2. Um, it is. I'm sorry. It's my favorite film probably of all time. So, yeah. And
damn.
my last pick, I don't know if this is going to be a good decision. I'm
Don't
gonna go
mess
with
it
The
up.
Thing.
The Thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
fair. Yeah, I rate it.
Mess it up. How would I have messed it up? What were you expecting me to pick?
I thought you were going to take everything ever all at once.
Yeah, so did I.
No, I didn't even. It wasn't even in my mind, considering I'm
Fair
looking at
enough.
a list on Letterboxd. But
And now I'm in a tough position where do I
I
take
have,
everything everywhere all at once?
I have a
Or
couple that I could pick. So
there's like four I like here.
yeah,
Oh, man, I'm gonna take everything everywhere all at once. I got to stay true
fair.
to
Yeah,
myself.
yeah. I rate it. I do
I'm
rate
not
it.
gonna change my drafting ways today. I got to stay true.
So that was
Oh,
EEAAO.
that's rough though, because there's so many I want to pick.
It's just it's such a big category, isn't it? Um, I might as well just read through a few that I had on my list then. I had E.T., I had
Mhm.
the original Star Wars, Ex Machina, Revenge of the Sith, Back to the Future, Mad Max, The Martian, Her, Aliens,
Her was
so
my
many.
third pick. I was between obviously the two I picked and her.
But I've still got to pick one of them. And personally, I'm torn between maybe the original Star Wars and Back to the Future because I love both of them. And that's like
That's
really
tough.
hard for me to choose between. But I simply just can't I can't leave the original Star Wars movie on the table, so I'm going to take Star Wars.
Yeah, nice. See, I was between Everything Ever All at Once and Back to the Future. I already had
Yeah,
Empire Strikes Back, so I didn't need another Star Wars.
exactly. Yeah.
And then my other one, which I do have a 5-star, but I like Everything Ever All at Once more, and that's Catching Fire. Hunger Games almost made it.
Yeah, true. All right. Shall I read off the list?
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be such a tough week. Oh,
Okay. So, Connor, you have
The
Dune
best list.
2, Alien, Interstellar, Arrival, and The Thing. Josiah, you have The Empire Strikes Back, Jurassic Park, Inception, Terminator 2, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I have 2001: A Space Odyssey, Dune Part 1, The Matrix, Blade Runner 2049, and the original Star Wars.
I have no
They're
idea.
all good
I have
lists.
no
They're all
idea.
good.
Yeah, this is tough.
Like I don't know what's going to happen here. That's ridiculous. I feel sorry for the Twitter people having to choose on a vote for this because I don't know how they're
I,
going to do it.
I think Connor's gonna win just because they see Doom Part 2
Just because
first,
they
and
see
it's
Dune
just
too, I think
yeah.
you might do it, Connor. Like it's crazy.
I hope so.
Oh,
A
it's tough
Yeah.
though.
add another win to my list of like what, three?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get on there.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, yeah, there we go. Make sure you vote on that on Twitter. It'll be up shortly after this podcast airs. So look out for it. And yeah, that is everything covered. So thank you guys for joining me on this podcast today. I hope you all enjoyed listening and watching wherever you are. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.